Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel and welcome back to the Capital Compass series. In our previous go to market episode, we had established the survival triangle: the customer acquisition cost, the lifetime value of the customer, and the payback period. We talked about building one strong channel before chasing more. Today, we are going a step further because once you've proven one channel works, the question then becomes, how do you build a multi channel growth engine that scales efficiently without destroying the unit economics? The channel hierarchy framework. Now, most founders think that all acquisition channels are equal, but advanced founders understand channel hierarchy and sequence investment strategically. The four-tier channel framework. Now, tier one is the foundational channels, which are organic, referral, and direct, which have the lowest customer acquisition cost, highest quality of customer. These must be optimized before the paid channels. These are the baseline for measuring all other channels against. Then we come to the scalable paid channels like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn ads. These have predictable volume and measurable return of investment. Your primary growth engine once optimized, and these can scale with capital investment. Then come the experimental channels, the podcasts, the partnerships, and the content. They have a longer feedback loop and they're harder to measure. They have high potential, but they also have higher risk. So you need to test them small and scale what works. And finally, we have the strategic channels, the sales and the enterprise partnerships. These are high touch and relationship dependent. They have lower volume, but higher value. You need to build them when you have operational capacity. The sequencing rule out here: master tier 1, optimize tier 2, test tier 3, and build tier 4. But never skip the tiers. And remember, your channel mix should match your funding stage. Pre-seed focuses on tier 1 and tier 2. Series A adds the tier 3, and Series 3 builds the tier 4. Next, let's look at the advanced customer acquisition cost optimization, the micro-matrix approach. Basic customer acquisition cost tracking looks at the overall acquisition cost. Advanced customer acquisition cost optimization breaks down every component to find the leverage points. The customer acquisition cost decomposition framework: blended CAC versus the channel-specific CAC. Track customer acquisition costs separately for each channel and customer segment. Blended customer acquisition cost hides which channels are actually profitable. The goal here being that each channel should have improving customer acquisition cost trends over time. Then let's talk about the true customer acquisition cost versus the cash customer acquisition cost. Now, the true customer acquisition cost includes allocated team costs, tools, and overheads. But the cash customer acquisition cost includes only direct ad spends or external costs. Use true customer acquisition cost for decision making and cash acquisition cost for cash flow planning. This brings us to the time-weighted customer acquisition cost analysis, the customer acquisition cost in month 1 versus the month 6 in the same channel. It shows you the learning curve and the optimization potential. And remember that the advanced channel should show 20 to 40% customer acquisition cost improvement over 6 months. Let's also talk about the customer acquisition cost payback by cohort instead of the average payback. Track your January cohort payback versus your March cohort payback versus the May cohort payback. Now, you have to remember that improving cohort payback means that you're getting better at the go-to-market execution, not just throwing more money at the same problem. This brings us to the advanced lifetime customer value analysis, which is beyond the simple averages. Now, basic lifetime customer calculation uses average customer behavior. Advanced lifetime customer analysis reveals the hidden patterns that drive real growth. Let's try and understand what the advanced lifetime customer framework is. First and foremost, the cohort-based lifetime customer analysis. Track your lifetime customer value by customer acquisition month. It shows you whether your product is getting stickier over time, and the goal here being that each cohort should have a higher lifetime customer value than the previous cohort. Also, segment your lifetime customer value by source. Organic customers should have a high lifetime customer value and lower customer acquisition cost. The paid social customers will have medium lifetime customer value and medium customer acquisition cost. And the direct sales customer will have the highest lifetime value and the highest customer acquisition cost. The strategic insight here being that channel economics vary dramatically by source. And this brings us to the lifetime customer value expansion tracking. Your month 1 LTV prediction might be $120. Your month 6 actual LTV might be $180. This means that your LTV expansion is at the rate of 50%. The advanced metric that you can track out here is the lifetime customer predictability score. How accurately can you predict your 12-month lifetime customer value after 1 month of customer behavior? Target 80% accuracy for Series A readiness. Also, build your lifetime customer scenarios based on the product usage patterns. For example, your power users, that is your top 20%, the regular users, the next 60%, and the light users, that's the bottom 20%. Attach a lifetime customer value to each of these users. The strategic advantage in doing this, when you understand the LTV distribution, you can optimize acquisition to attract more power users. And this brings us to the multi-channel orchestration strategy. Now, most founders run channels independently, but the advanced founders orchestrate channels to work together, creating compound effects. Let's try and understand the channel synergy framework. You have your content plus your paid amplification. Create valuable content for SEO and thought leadership. Amplify top-performing content through the paid channels. Retarget content customers with product ads. The result is going to be a lower blended customer acquisition cost and higher brand recognition. Next, let's talk about the partnership and product integration. Partner with complementary products for mutual referrals. Build integrations that create switching costs. Co-market to shared customer bases. These steps will help in higher lifetime customer value through ecosystem lock-in. And this leads us to the sales and marketing alignment. Now, marketing generates qualified leads for the sales. Sales can provide customer insights to improve marketing. The closed-loop reporting on lead-to-customer conversion creates shorter sales cycles and higher close rates. Finally, let's also talk about the channel attribution matrix. Track how your customers are interacting with multiple channels before converting. A couple of examples out here being that 40% of the customers touch 3+ channels before buying. Customers moving through content to paid social to direct have a 2.3x higher lifetime customer value. Email might lead to webinar, might lead to sales, which has a 67% more close rate. The insight out here being that optimize for customer journeys, not individual channels. Next, let's talk about the go-to-market evolution across the growth stages. Your go-to-market strategy must evolve as you scale. Let's talk about the pre-seed to seed stage go-to-market evolution. Before, it is all manual. It's founder-led customer acquisition, but afterwards it has to be repeatable, scalable channel processes. The key milestone being one channel generating predictable pipeline. When we move from seed to Series A go-to-market evolution, before you have a single channel dependence, but afterwards it has to be multi-channel growth engine. The key milestone out here being that 3+ channels with positive unit economics. And when we are talking about the Series A to Series B go-to-market evolution, before you have growth stage tactics and optimization, but afterwards you have market expansion and category creation. The key milestone out here being the dominant position in initial market segment. So when we are talking about the advanced framework in the go-to-market stages, each funding round should unlock new go-to-market capabilities. At the seed stage, it is proving a channel market fit. At Series A, it is building scalable growth engine. At Series B, it is to expand to adjacent markets. And this brings us to the investor-grade go-to-market matrix. For Series A plus rounds, investors expect sophisticated go-to-market measurement. And here are some advanced metrics that they evaluate. Let's look at the go-to-market health dashboard. Firstly, your customer acquisition cost payback trend. It has to be improving over a 6-month period. Secondly, your lifetime customer value divided by your customer acquisition cost ratio by channel. It should be 3:1 or better for scalable channels. Thirdly, the channel contribution mix. No single channel should be giving you more than 50% growth. Then we talk about the customer acquisition efficiency. Your customer acquisition cost should be declining over time. Then we have the go-to-market velocity. Time from lead to closing should be decreasing. And finally, the cohort revenue retention, 100% plus retention for SaaS-based businesses. And this brings us to your 30-day go-to-market mastery challenge. Implement channel hierarchy framework and audit your current mix. Set up advanced customer acquisition tracking and cohort analysis. Build lifetime customer segmentation and predictability scoring. And finally, create channel orchestration plan and attribution mix. The goals here being to achieve 3 plus channels with positive unit economics, improving your customer acquisition payback period by 20% through optimization, building predictable go-to-market forecasting channel, and creating investor-ready go-to-market matrix dashboard. In closing, we can say that when you master multi-channel go-to-market orchestration, you're not just acquiring customers, you're building a scalable growth engine that becomes a competitive moat. That's all that we wanted to share with you in this episode. Hope you're enjoying this series. Do stay tuned in for the next advanced episode.